Hi class, this week our assignment is on using the Oxford Online database to find sources for our research. Of course, mine's on mental institutions or insane asylums, specifically the Trans-Allegheny Insane Asylum in Weston, West Virginia. But as I'm sort of like going through this class, going through the research, and I'm sort of changing a little bit the direction that I was going to originally go with my dissertation. I thought it was really interesting this week how in our lectures we talked about the different ways to have research plans. The first one that he talks about is discovery, which is when you like study the historiography of a topic, say mental institutions or treatment of the mentally ill, and then you look for new sources to either make a new connections or a new argument or interpretation of history. I don't really see myself doing that much unless I happen to run across some really like groundbreaking new primary sources. I feel like other people are probably way better at researching than I am, other historians. However, the next one, which was application, is probably a direction I'm going to go much more, which is how the historical truths are relevant to today. And I think that I will probably lean my research towards this, specifically because I spent several hours just researching and reading about mental institutions in the 1800s when it kind of became a thing. And then we proceeded to go downtown out to dinner with the family, and there were a lot of homeless people around, right? And one particular man came up to my children and was like talking, and I was really like I stood between him and kind of intercepted, like, you won't touch my children, mama bear mode. And yeah, and I was just thinking, I'm like, these are the mentally ill people that used to be in these institutions, and now where are they? They're on the streets. So I really I'm curious, like, since they got rid of the mental asylums, like what has happened to these people who basically needed these asylums? And just kind of, that's sort of the direction I'm going in this research, is more application. Then also the integration is the other topic of research, which I plan to do as well, because I plan to integrate the topic of history and the history of these mental asylums to other fields today, to other disciplines like public health, social work, psychology, and so on, and how so I plan to integrate my research in different subjects. So the last one's pedagogy, and how to make it easily, how to dismantle it or disseminate it to be readable. And of course, I just will, I'd use social media for that. And I feel like, what's the point in writing a dissertation if no one reads it? Like, I feel like it's a huge project, it's a huge portion of your time, and if you're going to spend this time researching, you need to put it in some type of medium where it is accessible to the average person. So I plan to do that as well, make it readable and enjoyable and in everyday language, not like in this like really profound esoteric realm. Okay, so on to the research that I found on the Oxford Online database. One of the articles, or one of the books, is by David Wright. It's Mental Disability in Victorian England in the Earlswood Asylum. And this book looks at the social history of institutionalism and how, and they're using basically in this book primary sources to find information about the patients that stayed in these asylums. Again, it's just the treatment of them. It's like a lot of other sources, but it looks, of course, they all have a different interpretation. They all have a different area of specialty that will be useful for my research. Another one is Madness and City of Magnificent Intentions by Martin Summers. That will be interesting because it talks about like the mental health and how the soldiers and how they institutionalized soldiers in DC in this time, and this is the 1850s, and that would be very interesting being a military wife as well. And the last one, of course, is just about a German facility, which, of course, the United States or all these other countries got their view of mental asylums from Germany. So that would be really interesting as well. That's by Anne Goldberg. Thank you. Bye.